Good evening, historians. I have researched the battle that Kings Mountain fought in the backcountry near Blacksburg, South Carolina, near the North Carolina border on October 7th, 1780 for this course in the American Revolution. My research has uncovered fascinating primary and secondary sources from articles, books, newspapers, and videos, as well as the narrative from my visit to Kings Mountain last weekend. The battle was significant in the American Revolution for several reasons. Foremost, the battle was the first major Patriot victory to occur after the British invasion of Charleston, South Carolina. Thomas Jefferson called it the turn of the tide of success. The battle was fought by a group of colonist patriots known as the Over-Mountain Men, mostly of Scotch-Irish descent, against a newly formed and recruited colonial Loyalist militia, led by the only Brit present, Colonel Patrick Ferguson, who was also a Scot. Another noteworthy point is that the Kings Mountain battle is sometimes overlooked, partly because Americans chose to commemorate battles that Americans had actually won. And this battle is not always considered a win, because both sides and all but one casualty were colonist Americans. Brother fighting against brother, and neighbor fighting against neighbor. However, the venerated historian and statesman George Bancroft had this to say on the 75th anniversary at Kings Mountain in October 1855. The romance of the American Revolution has its scenes for the most part in the South, and the Battle of Kings Mountain was the most romantic of all. The movement commends itself more to our admiration as a voluntary act of patriotism. The Over-Mountain Men were Southern farmers come in their everyday dress, though in a most signal manner, their everyday courage and love of country and virtue. My research begins with a focus on the character of Patrick Ferguson, regarded by the Loyalists who named him King of the Mountain, according to Dr. Marianne McLeod. I will try to answer the question, what circumstances really happened to cause Ferguson, the inspector of the militia and a seasoned soldier, to continue to Kings Mountain knowing full well who was coming? Was it pride or prejudice? The Over-Mountain Men were on Ferguson's tail and trail the days prior to the battle. Also, Ferguson's perspective of the Revolutionary War, along with his responsibility in recruiting the Loyalists to bear arms. It's ironic that the British officer who rallied Loyalists by describing that unless they desired, and I quote, to be pissed upon by these patriots, end quote, is later stripped of every possession of value and article of clothing and urinated on at his death. Recalling some key facts regarding the battles prior to and giving note to the Revolutionary War's continuance beyond Kings Mountain, as the morale of the patriots was definitely boosted. The Battle of Kings Mountain will be explained giving attention to the obvious strategies of the Patriots, the determination and perspective of the Over-Mountain Men, which contrasts from the perspective of the Loyalist. Melissa Walker states, the Over-Mountain Men were not your average patriots. Residing in the Carolina backcountry and the Appalachians, and from Tennessee and Virginia, these men were originally reluctant to pick up arms for the American cause. The Patriot militia who emerged in the backcountry were fiercely independent frontiersmen who had bested Indian warriors and wild animals to carve out settlements in the Appalachian wilderness. They were not about to give up their freedom for the sake of the crown. Thank you. God bless you. I wish you blessings as you continue the course, and have a great weekend.